Right. I think we're live. I think we're in. And boy, this is 10 times better than the old lenses. Oh, right then. Jobs. Good job. Where are we going to drive to test? Look at that. I can read that so easy. I think every little thing is surprising me at the moment. I'm not sure my wheel is working. Hopefully it is. Is my wheel on? As it is. This is operational. Guess we'll find out when we get into the game. Hey, Toxic, how you doing? Let's do shorter runs. 17, 19. Let's get a 20 on the go. The Volvo 444, 370. What else have we got? We got nuts. That's a 500 brake. Sand. Don't want to take anything too big. Fertilizer. Quite the run, actually. These packagings. How can that be such a long job when you're coming down here? Excavator. 19 tons. Why do I get the feeling that's going to be a pain in the arse? Yeah, you know what I mean. Let's take the job. Whew. Hopefully I've got this set up right. I bet you any money my sound's going to be really loud. And my wheel feels dead. Yeah, my wheel is dead. I knew that would happen. Just when you get everything working and the wheel doesn't work. You know what that means, don't you? It means I gotta reload. Oh my god. Right. How to reload this quickly without destroying everything. Let's see if we can work that out, shall we? Tab out. Well, at least that's still working by there. What happens now if I try loading the game, though? Does that still come in, or does it mess up? No, don't do that. Thinking about it, though, I probably should load truck books, shouldn't I? Because I always forget truck books. Might as well get my mileage sorted. And then I could do run ATS. And then hope that loads in. What is that? Okay. I don't have to see, my wheel just still feels dead. What is going on? And the annoying thing is I loaded it just beforehand, tested it, and it was working. Let's just jump straight into a truck. No, it's making that noise again. Ooh, it's not making a noise now though. That's better. Right, got to fix the screen a second. Let me see if I can fix that, and then we can go. So we got options, graphics. So what's happening at the moment is the graphics is filling all the screen, which is giving me the blank screen there. Swap this over and chat should come back. There we go. Chat's back. With a little bit of extra tagged onto the side. Let me see if I can fix that part. Right, we're in. This VR mod, I tell you what a difference. Right, I've got to center my screens. Doing good. How you doing? I think that's right. Oh, it's done it again. That's because I'm looking up the ceiling all the time at the moment. I'm trying to get the game configured. So the game should be brighter. It is for me, mainly because I've got the HDR turned back on. The reason why I turned it off before, because it used to give a lot of glare because of the lens. The Fresnel lens used to spread the light out. I think we're going this way. It's Vive, but I've taken the lenses that came out of the Vive. I've taken them out, and we've put in a Samsung Gear VR lenses into the Vive, and oh my god, what a difference! It's so clear, it's crisper, screen door effect, can't really notice any worse than what it was anyway. It's not any worse, not any better, but the clarity, it's turned it into a new headset. I don't know if you've ever tried a PSVR. PSVR, low resolution, but it's clear, you know? And that's what I miss, because when I first tried VR, I had a PSVR. Put the headset on, it was lovely and clear. The only problem was with the overall resolution. The Vive being a better headset in terms of resolution, obviously not the best these days. That's the kind of thing I missed. Let me just check to see if what's going on. I'm trying to get this thing to balance. So I'm looking straight ahead at the moment. Can you guys see whether you can see the top of the steering wheel, or because if it's got me looking up there, something silly. Yeah, it's hard for me to. Oh, I know what it is. But I may need to do a reboot by the looks of it, because my Give me a sec. If I do that, I know this. This fixes a lot. Cool. So I'll do a quick job. I may need to do a reboot because my wheel, for some reason, isn't being recognized fully by the game. How's that then? Is that a little bit better for you guys? It's hard to get it to get the right view. There we are. So we'll do this trip, but I can feel my wheel hasn't been recognized by the game properly because I can feel some choppiness. That usually means I got to do a full reboot, because when this game messes up with my wheel, it doesn't matter what I do, it just stays messed up until a reboot. Oh, I've done that before now, don't you worry. But yeah, so I've got HDR switch back on, so obviously the Vive is a lot more brighter now for myself, plus what you see will be a lot brighter and the colours are going to be a lot more vivid. But for me, I couldn't run the Vive headset with the normal lenses with HDR on, because there would be so much of a glow. Especially at nighttime. Nighttime used to give me a headache. So I used to run with this game, turn the HDR segment off, turn the sun rays and all of that off, and it was playable, perfectly fine, no headaches. Yeah, using my pedals, and that's just the thing, it's because, well, the steering wheel's bang in front of you like it is here. Sorry buddy, I didn't see you, I was too busy yapping. Because the steering wheel right in front of you, the pedals are, you know, where you would expect them to be. You wouldn't. I know it sounds strange because you've got a headset on, you're driving with the wheel, you can't see your wheel, but because you've got the wheel in game, it's very natural to reach out, and where that wheel is roughly where my wheel is, and it feels totally normal and natural. Now I'm looking out to the mirror. That to me looks like I'm looking out of a car mirror, well, a truck mirror. Now that mirror on the right hand side that I'm looking at now, as he drifts over, that would be a royal pain. I can actually see more detail in that mirror than I could with the Vive lenses. It's a night and day difference, and this modification cost me what, about 40 quid. Some guy selling them on eBay. The lens is pre-modified into a lens holder, and all you do, you get a flathead screwdriver, small one, down the side between the lens and the actual plastic holder that the Vive lens is in, pry the original lens out gently and push these new ones into place. That's it. Now people do say that you may get like a distortion, a barrel distortion with the lens. I gotta admit, if there's a distortion, I haven't fully noticed it myself, so I haven't modified the file that you need to try and correct that. To me, it's running perfectly. Tilt your head right. Is it like that? Is that better if I do that way? Left even? But this is a night. I'm kind of intrigued to see what it's going to be like at night time, because I'll have a better idea of how the glow is going to affect. I'm going to expect it to be a lot easier on the eyes. I've tried Elite Dangerous, and that was like a new game in the Vive for me. It was as if it was a brand new headset. So I urge anybody with a Vive to really give this mod a try. You know, there's always a risk when you're modding things, so you may end up with a damaged headset, but to be honest, when I did the first lens and the first attempt, I honestly thought I was going to crack the lens, but I didn't, and as soon as I did the first lens, the second one popped out in seconds. It was easy. But I can see so much further into the distance with more clarity. It is tracking. Oof. It's a strain, you know. I can feel it. But like the dashboard before, I used to look down at the dash, and the numbers on the dash I found personally quite difficult to read. But if I actually look into the dash more, that's how I would read the dash if I really wanted to see the detail. But I can read it quite fine now from back here. So it's improved text, no end for me. How's that? Am I looking down enough? Now the very small text there, like the economy, yes, it is difficult, but I can still see it better from further back. Hey Gareth, how you doing? The map, easy to read. The dials down there, much clearer to see. Textures, I'm sure I can see a little bit more detail. To me, I don't understand why they didn't go with a clear lens in the first place. This just reminds me of a PSVR, but with a better resolution panel inside. Which to me was what I was after when I first came to the Vive. And yes, the Vive is still an upgrade over a PSVR, even with a standard lens in it. But to have the extra clarity that I'm getting now by doing my own mod, blimmin' heck. I kind of wish this was something that was on offer or was done from the beginning, because I see no reason why this wasn't done in the first place. I think part of the Fresnel lens was what? To ease the screen door effect, whether it was to do with anything to do with how the image is focused on the eye. I'm not entirely sure the ins and outs of it, but I don't see an issue at all. That looks fantastic. You know, I was all for thinking about, oh, let's think about upgrading to a Samsung Odyssey Plus. Right now, with this simple little mod, I'm thinking, I don't need to. I'm enjoying this. I don't think the Samsung Odyssey would be a huge step up. I think the next iteration of headsets may be the way to go. Certainly nothing like the Pimax. I think even a Pimax isn't quite there yet. But when they, you know, go beyond that, then it may be worth looking at them again. But for me, this has certainly refreshed the Vive and will probably keep me at bay from upgrading anytime soon. How's your day been, Gareth? You had a good one? Although I know I need to adjust my headset because it's drooping down at the front. Let me do that. I need to modify my deluxe headset, get that back on as well. So what about you, John? Are you using VR? What headset are you using? And what about Drifter King? You got VR? You using anything, or are you interested in getting VR? Let's have a look at the old. That is just so clear. All that text there. Pretty much easy to read. Let's change that. Yeah, that's fine. You know, I can even look down and I can see that clearly. The sweet spot on the Vive headset or Vive lens was a lot smaller than these. These I can actually look around more without moving my head so much. Like if I look down, I can read the text there quite easy on the text down below rather than looking straight down. Yes, clarity is slightly enhanced by looking down, but it's still legible. Whereas on the Vive, it was harder to read for sure. You'd have to move your head, to be honest. Oops, that's the wrong button. Don't want to lock my diffs. It's kind of hard because obviously what you see is what the headset puts out on a mirror display. So obviously you're not going to see the differences that I see. But I'm just trying to vocalize what I am seeing. So anybody who does have a Vive and thinking about the mod, I would seriously do it for 40 quid. You know, you could try it, you can put the original lenses back in, you can sell them on if you don't like it. Yeah, if you want a relaxing drive, then either ATS or ETS games are well worth it. Even that signpost up there, I remember them being quite difficult to read. Much easier to read. So far, loving it. Need to change that map, I think. There we go. Hopefully, yeah, we're going straight on. We don't have to change lane. That would have been rather bad. We'll get the old cruise control on. Oh, we got a crummy horn. Lovely. Have you not tried ETS or ATS there, John? I certainly try the safe driving bit. I do fail now and again. Hey, you should give it a go. Keep an eye out for the Steam sales, or maybe on CD keys. You quite often see ETS for sale down for around £3.50 odd, £4. So if you're thinking about it, umming and ahhing about it, I'd recommend picking it up when it's on sale. It's not going to break the bank. There is quite a bit of downloadable content out there for the game, expansion packs, map packs, whatever. Not required straight away, but if you get into it, well recommend the map DLC. How are we doing? I think we're over. So that's what, 66. I think what I need to do maybe is consider moving that text box I've got down and maybe put it down on the dash. I just have to glance over that way rather than looking up. Hey Thomas, how you doing? It's been saving that. Yeah, it's personally I would recommend ETS over ATS as your first game, unless you're well into, you know, your American trucks and the scenery in America. I think ETS, it's been going longer. Mostly, the majority of people I talk to prefer ETS. And we got the weighbridge. Yeah, so I might move that chat box, put it down maybe to the side of me there, and that might make things a little bit easier. Well, let's break it down, shall we? Oop. It's all green. For ETS, I would go for it all personally, which I did. It swings and roundabouts for which one is actually best. The new Baltic areas is very good. I personally quite like Italy, but I know some people don't, so it's just personal preference. But I wouldn't say there's any one map to have. You want it all ultimately. Well, the only thing with the American scenery, as you can quite see, it's a little bit sparse. Hey Ofki, how you doing? I just prefer... There's a lot more going on with the scenery. Don't get me wrong, there are areas in the American scenery that are very good. San Francisco, when I went over, I don't know, I'm guessing it was a San Francisco bridge or something. I don't know what it was supposed to be. But it looked damn good. And they do those little bits, you know, there's little bits that are very stand out. Unfortunately, they're few and far between on the American one because it's still rather new. Obviously, ETS has been going a lot longer. There's a lot more content there, so... But they're developing both. I'm sure ATS will move along with it at some point. Yeah, Steam has the DLC on discount as well. You just got to buy it at the right times. You know, as long as you're buying in a Steam sale, you're pretty much going to be at the same price as anywhere else. Instant Gaming is a good one. CD Keys is another good one. You know, whoa, shop around and you'll be fine. Thanks a lot, buddy. Just pull out. So I've cranked up the Vive resolution to 200%, so it does look quite crisp. I don't know whether the frames per second for you guys is okay. Hopefully it is. Looks okay for me. Ooh, that's a bit close to the barrier. Good, good. That's what we like to hear. Just a shame that I'm going to have to stop the stream and restart because my steering wheel's all funny, but hey. These things happen. I told you, nearly every stream something's got to mess up. And I haven't got the power to overtake this guy. Really? Oh, now you slow down. Hey, buddy. Gee. How are you, Off-key? You had a good day? He's gonna come past me again. Can you believe this? Give me some speed. Oh, that was close. Professional. Not me. It would just be nice to start a week's worth of streams and not have a problem, you know? But I can't do a day without having something like my microphone didn't turn on. Like today, the wheel, for some reason, doesn't want to work with ATS, so I've got to reboot to get it to work. I still haven't fully fixed my stream deck because I can't mute my microphone or the stream if I need to. There's little things that just, ugh, I don't know. Never mind. I'll get on top of it one day. Just for fun. I just really enjoy driving games on PCs. It was always my go-to game, even on console in the early days, you know, PS2, PS3, PS4. There was always driving games of some form in my collection, you know, Gran Turismo, you know, Need for Speed series, you name it, Test Drive. All very good, thank you. Oh, I had the Stream Deck set up perfectly. Did a recent update. Since the update, it's messed up all my controls, so I still haven't found the time to go through all the controls. So of course I'm streaming this today, switched over to ATS streaming on the Stream Deck, and all the controls are all haywire for it, so I've got to go through it again, delete, reprogram. I'll probably just start again, probably be quicker and easier. It's like that blue now in the distance. That would look a lot blurrier. The wires hanging, they wouldn't be as crisp. ATS, ETS both do multiplayer. I need to get myself an ATS multiplayer profile sorted though, because I've not really done ATS multiplayer. We will look into doing it, but today I just wanted to try out the Vive, because I've only got the lenses installed today and I really wanted to try them out, and I'm glad I did, because this really refreshes playing in VR for me. With regards to multiplayer, remember that multiplayer is handled by Truckers MP, so that will work with both ATS and ETS. It is a third-party download. It's not supported by the game itself. Just letting you know. You may know that already, but just nice to be clear, I guess, just in case. Just. The only problem with VR is I really want a cup of coffee, but I can't drink a cup of coffee while I'm VR, and I'm not going to drink coffee through a straw, so yeah, it sucks. They need to make a VR coffee cup compatible headset. I don't know how, but I'd buy one. Wow, that looks really good. I can just see so much more detail now from the distance. It's brilliant. Have a look outside, lean out the window a little bit, crash your truck. And then that should all get into focus with the sky. Yeah, I actually think that these lenses do make it easier on the eyes. My eyes do feel more rested, even though I got the brightness turned up. They don't feel like they're straining half as much, you know? Maybe it's just me, and maybe I've got it slapped on my head nicely for a change, but... How are we doing? Let's have a quick look. Where's my fuel gauge? It's right there in front of me. Okay, so 57 minutes to the destination. We've probably got enough fuel there anyway. Yeah, but you still got to set up truck books. But you're right. Once it's all set up, it's just load truck books, press the button, load the game, and it does it for you. Whoa! Okay. You just slam on the anchors. Cool. Oh dear. Dropped your load. Again, looking out there, looks pretty cool. Helicopter in the distance. This might be a random stream tonight, because I might do a couple of jobs here. I might go into Elite Dangerous, because I really do fancy having a quick go in that as well. It wouldn't be much of a stream because I think half my controls are missing again. So I'll probably spend half the stream setting it back up. Well, if you want to do a bit of multiplayer ATS, let me know. I'm sure we can sort something out. More the merrier. I know Black Fox would probably do that as well. Then you can bully Hamster into doing it as well. Oh, look out. Come on, copper. You're going to make me crash. Our turning's coming up. Whoa, that's not slowing down. Sorry. That could have been rather awkward. my wheel is, look at that, turning on its own. What is that all about? It doesn't seem to be reporting central rather well. That's Windows probably. I've rebooted the wheel, I've rebooted the software, but it's still doing it, so it's probably getting a Windows error. Let go of the wheel, full left. What is that all about? Come on, where are we? 5 minutes. We're nearly there. It's actually quite nice just being able to read the speed limit 70 rather clear. No, I'm impressed. I think that's probably one of the best buys this year for me. Oh, okay, that's not the best turning. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Whew. We're coming in a little too hot, shall we say? Oh, we didn't get any damage on the goods. That's nice. Yeah, my wheel is making some very strange noises. Let's have a go at parking, shall we? This way, so it says. If it turns out it's better off that way, I'm going to kill someone. Where are we going? Aha! It's not a bad one. Only problem is I can't see the marker on the floor because it's too damn bright. I can't see it. Okay, there we are, that works. See? Let's get it tidy at least. Beep. Parking arrows? Which arrows were them? Sorry, you even got me confused there. Go on, all the way up. Oof, maybe not then. Right. Let me have one more crack at my wheel. Because if I can do this without rebooting, then we're laughing. Here's my wheel software. Let's turn the software off one more time and see if reloading it fixes it. This one guy, good to see you again. The dark side, you just mean ATS in general. Ah, you mean just the VR side of it? Yeah, it's well, I tell you what, it's kind of tempting to see what these lenses would look like in the race games that I tried, because that's one thing that used to bug me was the clarity whilst racing. This has been a world of difference. Right, let me just jump in the truck and see if the wheel's working okay. I don't really want to have to reboot. Not making any funny noises now. Actually, that may have fixed it. Let me just take this somewhere I can park it up. We'll shove it in there, shall we? Well, I thought you could get it working in the Oculus. You just got to use different software, isn't it? It might be a bit more cumbersome. This one, though, OVR dropped, seems really easy with the Vive. The wheel seems to be working, so we'll grab another job. I don't think we'll need to reboot, which is nice. Okay, what are we going to go for? That is the question. Shall we do something a little bit longer? 24 grand? What trucks do we have options with? Tires? Yeah, eye tracking would be nice. What's that? San Rafael. Ooh, that's quite the drive, isn't it? 29 hours. So from New Mexico, Arizona, through California. That might be a good drive, actually. Yeah, I've seen them posting on it with regards to developing all of that. Question is, though, how much is all that tech going to cost, you know? It's a lot just to cram in. And that's in a Volvo. It's only 8 tons as well. Okay. Let's do one long job at least. Was this a bright yellow truck? I can't remember. It is. Okay. I think a bit of getting used to. Let me modify the view on this one. It's going to be... I think it's that button. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Loading. You can't. You reckon that will work? Last time I tried it, don't think it did. I'll do it again though. Well, it doesn't do anything for me, so unless it does something to you guys, I don't know. Does that change the view for you? Because for me, obviously, it doesn't. Field of view, as far as I'm aware, when you're in VR or triple screens, doesn't move. The only time field of view works is if you're using single screen. But I give it a go. Right. Let's make a move, shall we? Oh, I'm in the wrong lane. Never mind. Ignore me. That looks so cool. Oh. Come on, mister. Oh, you let me out because I'm yellow, are you? Alright. As the copper gets me. There. Well, as long as it looks better, I'm all for that. I normally just put the cam back one, because I always feel like I'm sitting too close when it puts me in the cab anyway. Next stream though, I'm thinking move that chat box down to the side there though, just underneath the sat nav, because I don't really need to see the dials, as nice as they are, but you know, they are just dials. Well, yeah, I think that's part of my problem, because I'm checking up all the time. My head's always raised part way up for it. So I'm thinking if I have it down there, my head's always going to be ahead or down. So it'll keep everything in view more, I think. Let's check out the back, shall we? Hey, come back. I used to have it over there by the chair, I think, but then it got annoying because I was turning my head too much. Oh, red light, never mind. I tell you what, that mirror is damn clear. Fuel-wise, oh, 3/4 full. 1,510, 29 hours. A wireless headset. You know, yes, wireless would be good. I don't see the point in wireless headset for sit-down games. You know, if you're purely going to use it for driving or flying games, I think it'd be a waste of money. I mean, you know, like any headset, the Vive's got the cable. Do I notice it when playing a driving game? Not really. Do I notice it when I'm doing stand-up, you know, room scale? Absolutely. I think you just need to decide what you want to use the headset for. If it's purely sit down, I really wouldn't worry. You know, if it's thrown into the cost and there's no price difference between wired and Wi-Fi, yeah, absolutely go for Wi-Fi. But I don't think it's a necessity for a sit-down game. Certainly wouldn't be my first port of call. Why is my lights doing weird things? There we go. Lights are on ready. The lights are on, but no one's home. to be honest, there's loads of Oculus headsets for sale. You know, a second-hand Oculus would be good for anybody. They do say that, like you said, you got the Windows Mixed Reality. They do say the inside-out tracking isn't so bad when it comes to racing games. I think the difference, though, between the likes of the Oculus and the Vive is the actual panel quality inside, because they're not using your standard IPS panel. They're using OLED, I believe, so that you do get the richer blacks and the better colours. Yeah, and that's just the thing. You may have slightly better resolution, but I don't think it's a night and day difference. I actually think the panel quality plays a big part. Could be, I don't know. Can't say I would notice because nothing came through. There might be a limitation. I think when you're typing it may give you a total number of words you can type, but I can't remember what that is. But even then, if you type in, I think it's like 200 words, letters, whatever. But when you get to the end, I think it actually just gives you a warning. It doesn't let you post it, but it should leave it there. I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to go typing in chat. It's not like I use chat, sorry. Well, if you're doing a lot of stand-up games, then yes, absolutely, you know, wireless comes into its own then. Charging shouldn't be a problem, though. Get yourself like one of those battery packs, because I'm sure it uses standard charging port like a USB, and you'll probably get yourself an extra hour or two out of the headset. So all you need to do is strap that into a pocket or onto a belt. Job done, you know. This is actually, with these lenses, it's one step closer to what I see on the screen. Resolution obviously isn't there. The clarity is starting to come in terms of the overall picture. Right, fuel, yeah, we're going to have to refuel, but we can leave it for a while. Let's do a bit of cruising, I think. Why you stop there? So what's this? 65, we're trucking along at 70 at the moment. Hopefully we'll get some good scenery coming up later in. Yeah, my Nightbot will catch a lot of words, unfortunately, but I'm trying to keep this channel as clean as I can, even though I make my mistakes myself when I'm talking. Whoops! Can't be perfect all the time, unfortunately. Just how things like the mountains in the distance, they would look like pretty much a blur fest. But it's nice just to be able to see more clarity there. And the sun shafts and nice and crisp. Whereas before, because of the Fresnel lenses, all you used to get is the shaft line coming down like you see now, but with then the lens creating extra lines because of how it used to light up the lens. So we can skip the stop, carry straight on. Yeah, still pretty much a beta. I mean, I don't think they've tweaked it for a long time. I'd like to see them implement VR support into the game more. Maybe they can enhance it. But at least they're enhancing the actual game engine, which then does help with the overall rendering, because if the game engine is improved, then it just helps with the FPS on the game itself. Yeah, the last update, the 1.33 update, had enhancements for graphics. I got a feeling as well ATS does run a little bit better as well. We are motoring at the moment though. Oh, hold on. There's a lane blockage, we're not going through that one. And we're going straight on still. Alright. Let's try not to be the lane hogger, shall we? So what's your go-to game in VR then? Is it just Assetto Corsa or...? Yeah, that's what I've noticed too. Oh, the only thing is I've taken my deluxe strap off my Vive, so I'm thinking I might put that back on once I've got it. I want to take the headphones off the deluxe strap so I can wear my normal headset, because Nightbot's had you again. Oh, that's funny. I think I need to put in the text below what Nightbot blocks in terms of I didn't like Assetto Corsa because it's probably got ass in it. I'll have to take another look at Nightbat. You might as well have a bat tonight. Nightbot. That's too funny. I'll have to take another look. I've obviously configured something wrong. But I swear, every time I go in there, everything looks fine. It's probably just me. What I'll do, I'll delete the wording. I bet you there's probably a word that I've just missed. And I'll just do the whole thing over again. Blacklisted spam. Oh dear, dear, dear. That's why off-key's so quiet. He knows he's going to get it on the neck from Nightbot. Wow, that's a lot of cabling. The sunsets are looking a lot smoother again, because again the Fresnel lenses, you could always see the lens, especially if you were focused, say, straight ahead and you use your peripheral vision, you could always see the lines of the lens. The mod itself, I thought was going to be a pain when I first tried it, but it was really easy, to be honest. Very, very easy. When I first tried to get the lens out, I didn't follow the video guide that's out there, and I tried to just remove the lens how I felt was correct, and to be honest, I thought I was going to break something, but I checked the video, and in the video they give you a good tip. Have your headset orientated the same way as in the video, which is upside down facing you, and there's a little corner that you can poke the screwdriver into. As soon as you've got the small screwdriver poked into that corner, you can press down and kind of hook the flat blade or flat edge under the lens, and then it's just a matter of gently prying the lens out. And as soon as you've got part of it done, it comes out really easy. And as soon as you've done the first one, the second one, you're done in seconds. So all I did is had the lenses cleaned, the new ones cleaned, ready to go in, wrapped up in a clean towel. Well, not towel, what do you call it? Microfiber cloth, that's the word. And as soon as I prized the corner of one lens, and where I could get my fingers onto the lens, I then grabbed the replacement lens, lifted out the Vive lens, and quickly swapped in the other one. And I must admit, I haven't noticed any dust at all on the inside. I just made sure that I did all the cleaning of the new lenses beforehand and made sure they were spotless, blew them off with a small air duster, as well as polished them the best I could. And I gotta admit, I can't spy any problem whatsoever. So as long as you take your time cleaning the new lens, and if you swap them out quickly, you're going to minimize any dust. If you do get dust in, it's just a matter of prizing the lens back out and blowing in a bit of compressed air. You shouldn't need to do any more than that. But the light's starting to get darker now. The lights that I see in front of me, even at this stage, I used to start getting, you know, my eyes would feel tired. It felt really bright, which is why I was running this game with the HDR side of it off. HDR's back on. These lights that I'm seeing now, it's not hurting my eyes. I actually feel like I have less fatigue on the eyes using these lenses. It's a hell of a difference. I bought these off eBay. There's a guy selling the Gear VR lenses already pre-mounted into oh crap, you're dead. There's a guy selling the lenses already pre-mounted into 3D printed holders. Sorry, that's your Jeep wrecked. Here's my insurance documents, thanks very much, bye. So if you've got access to a 3D printer, or you know somebody with a 3D printer, buy yourself the lenses yourself, modify it. Yeah, like I said, there's a guy, eBay, I think it cost me, what, 36, just shy of 40 quid anyway, all in, or 40 quid on the dot anyway. Which isn't bad, because, you know, if you were to 3D print and buy the 3D printed parts, you're probably looking at about, what, maybe 15, 20 quid. And then you have to buy the lens yourself, or the headset yourself. You know, if you can pick that up for 10, 20 quid, bargain. But 40 quid all in, I thought, well, it saves me the hassle of having to get a headset in, making sure that it's not scratched, and then obviously, you know, printing off and doing all of that. So let's turn the headlights